Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Investbasics. My name is Joseph. This week's topic is about how to diversify your portfolio. I will try a fun and easy way to explain to you how diversification works. I will also reveal my portfolio holdings to show you my own strategy. I'm putting the work in, so hopefully that will help you reduce your own research. Let's get started. Many videos about diversification on YouTube are quite boring and full of technical talks. I personally see a lot of similarity between building a soccer team versus building a diversified portfolio. But don't be afraid if you don't understand soccer. The building process is very similar to building a basketball or hockey team, so everyone should be able to relate easily. First thing first, let's figure out the different positions needed to form a soccer team and how it relates to building a diversified portfolio. On screen are the critical positions needed for building a winning soccer team. First, we need offensive players to charge forward. Midfielders with experience is also needed to play both offensive and defensive roles. We definitely need some defensive players and a goalkeeper to protect against losing. And finally, every team needs a coach to train and lead the players. Most teams also got backup players in case the few players got injured during the games. So, how does this relate to building a diversified portfolio, you might ask? Let me explain. This chart here shows the critical position we just talked about and how it relates to building your own portfolio. First of all, you are the coach, the spirit and decision maker for your portfolio. You're responsible to select each player or individual stock for your own portfolio. Similar to what a coach needs to do when he wanted to start a new soccer team. Now, we got the offensive player. This represents the growth stocks within your portfolio. Some outstanding examples of this type of players are Tesla and Amazon. Then we got the midfielders. The midfielders are capable of playing both the offensive and defensive roles. Referring to stock picking, you want to pick stock that is already profitable yet still gaining market share within their industry. Good examples are Microsoft and Walmart. Next, we have our defenders. Every successful soccer team needs them, so will your portfolio. These are defensive stocks that can withstand the toughest market condition or recessions. Good examples are utility stocks and consumer staples like Exelon or Colgate. Next, we have the goalkeepers, the last line of defense for any team. In terms of our portfolio, it represents our cash holdings. In a highly risky market, cash will allow you to sleep well, and when opportunity presents itself, you can use them to purchase undervalued assets. Lastly, we got our backup players. For investing, they are the stocks or ETFs in your watch list. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. so you won't miss any upcoming videos in the future. On the screen is my IRA holdings to demonstrate to you how I diversify my own portfolio. I currently have a total of 16 stocks and 29.75% in cash as of August 23rd, 2020. So basically 70% stocks and 30% cash. With the S&P 500 and Nasdaq at their all-time high, I feel quite comfortable with this mix. There are a lot of data on this chart. I have highlighted some important sections related to diversification, so we can go through them accordingly. First, let's move to the portfolio allocation percentage column, highlighted in blue. In the first line, it shows that ABN, ticker symbol ABBV, take up 5.25% of my entire portfolio. I will strictly restrict any stock to exceed 10% within this column. Some investors use 8% and some use 5%. This is one of the most critical diversification rules to understand. It basically means if one of my stock holdings will go bankrupt, the worst case scenario for any stock, my maximum loss for that position will not exceed 10%. Now, let's move to line 3. B&G Food Inc., ticker symbol BGS, with an 8.50% holding. Referring to soccer, this is my MVP, most valuable player. I used to have double the dollar amount in BGS, one of my biggest winners this year so far, with a return of over 125%. Due to its tremendous gain, it was up as high as 16% of my portfolio at one point. Sticking with my diversification rule, I went ahead and sold off 50% to lock in some gains, reducing its position back down to the current 8.5%. This action is called rebalancing, to ensure no single holdings becomes overweight within your portfolio. Next up, let's take a look at the industry column in dark blue. You can see that I have a very diversified holdings in this category. Only MongoDB and Microsoft is in the same industry called software infrastructure. I'm very happy with this result, which means I'm investing in a large number of industries, and in theory, no single industry's fall can collapse my portfolio. Next, we'll look at the sector column in purple. You can see that the two biggest sectors I currently invest in are technologies and healthcare. I personally believe these two sectors will reshape our future in the next 5 to 10 years. And therefore, my portfolio reflects such beliefs. Since these technologies and healthcare holdings are in different industries, it is acceptable to me. I will recommend at least 4 to 5 different sectors in your portfolio for diversification purpose. Finally, we'll look at the headquarter column. Most of my holdings are headquartered in United States. But to diversify my holding a little bit away from the US, you can see that I have investment in NIO and Wanmi from China, plus SoftBank from Japan. The US market is the most developed stock exchange in the world, so I feel quite comfortable having most of my assets in US companies. But I personally believe Chinese companies will also have huge potential in the foreseeing futures. So I decided to start some position in those markets for diversification purposes. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with picking individual international stocks, ETFs can be an easy way to add some international exposure to your portfolio. Leave a comment below if you wish to learn more about international ETF, and I will do my best to cover them in the future. At last, let's take a look at my newly built team. My offensive players consists of Leo, AYX, Navango, MongoDB, SoftBank, and Wenmi. I got Microsoft and Walmart as my midfielders. For defenders, I have AbbVie, AT&T, B&G Food Inc., CVS, IBM, Exelon, W.P. Carey's, and Walgreens. My 29.75% cash holding serve as the goalkeeper. Some may say the best defense is a good offense. The truth is, there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer on the topic of diversification. It really depends on how old you are, your financial situation, and your own risk tolerances. In general, if you're younger, I will recommend more offensive players. If you're closer to retirement, then you need more defender on your team. Other assets to diversify your portfolio not mentioned in this video includes bonds and precious metals. I personally don't have them in my portfolio currently and may add them in the future. If you have learned something useful with this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming video in the future. Thank you for watching and happy investing. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.